I have a question. In English, why do we say chicken pox instead of varicella? In French, we say varicelle. I don't understand the chicken. I don't understand the chicken either. I'm digging through the comments, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube, even my own personal Discord server, courtesy of my Patreon folks. Resident Discord, Elizabeth, Mike, what medical specialty would you never want to go into? The answer to that would be radiology. And it's not because I don't like radiology. I actually think it's fun. I just can't sit in a dark room without having any patient interaction. I feed off patient interaction. I feed off this conversation that we're having right now. Do you feel that energy? Kim Vestal, what is the best personal medical alert system for the elderly? Ooh.
I can't get up.
I think the best thing you can do for the elderly family members that you have is teach them the basics of technology. Emails, texting, 911. That cell phone could be the difference between life or death. Stormy Sutcliffe, YouTube. Can people develop a food allergy late in life and then it goes away? Stormy, this does happen. A lot of times people package food intolerances with food allergies. I actually had a great dermatologist, Dr. Dave Stukas, on the channel talk all about that, and I'm linking that video about food allergies down below. There's a lot of myths out there, a lot of misinformation. Like those blood tests, they're not the end-all be-all when it comes to food allergies. Circleception 5. Hey, they say no dumb questions. That sounded like a rhyme. But how many individual strands of hair do you have? I have no idea the exact number of hair strands you have, but I can tell you that losing up to 100 of them in a single day isn't a big deal. Discord Vasily, can natural immunity wear off after many years of your life, such as obtaining chickenpox at a young age and never being vaccinated towards it? Yes, absolutely, immunity fades, and it fades at different intervals. This is why, for example, with COVID-19, we're very careful when we make statements about antibodies. A, we don't know what level of antibodies you need to be considered immune, and B, we don't know how long that level of immunity will even last. It's a new illness. Jenna Shariah Thana, Reddit. Can we remove water from someone's lungs by holding them upside down at angle? Like shaking them? No, you gotta perform CPR. Discord. Resident Power. You probably are like, why is he yelling Resident Power? This is a private Discord for my Patreon homies, my residents, those who signed up to pay $10 a month, and all of that gets donated to charity. And we all decide together where it goes. We have fun, there's a lot of behind the scenes content that gets posted there. We chat on a private Discord channel, so if you want, that link is down below, definitely sign up. Do you think it's important to tell your doctor that you're gay, lesbian, etc.? Not only do I think it's important for you to tell your doctor, I think a good doctor should ask the question. When I talk to my patients and I ask them if they're sexually active, that's one question. It's an important one. The next follow-up question should be, who do you prefer to have sex with? Or who do you have sex with? All of that faces different risks, different challenges, and we have to be open and ready to have all those discussions. Mel Vegas. Can you take medicines or even food if it's a few months past the expiration date? For food, no, unless it's a best buy date. When it comes to medicines, there's actually been studies by the FDA and by the United States military in looking at carefully stored medications, meaning that they're not stored in a moist environment, they're out of direct sunlight, they're between the temperature parameters that you're supposed to store medicines at, and they actually lasted 5 to 10 years past their expiration date. That doesn't mean I'm recommending you to take expired medicines, especially if they are life-saving medications. If you have insulin that is expired or an EpiPen that's expired, both life-saving medications, get them renewed. What am I talking about? Get them renewed. Facebook Chris Bowles, back muscle spasms. Why do they happen? Is it to compensate for an underlying problem? Why does the body inflict pain on itself? What is the point? I'm gonna tell you this answer in a very roundabout way. You probably would be confused at first. When we're trying to create robots, you may think that the most difficult thing for us to recreate in a robot that's human-like is the eye. Wrong, we've done it so many times. The ear, wrong, we've done it so many times. It's walking upright. Being able to navigate steps, slipping, hills, angles, pushes, force, all of that takes an enormous amount of coordination, constant firing of neurons, flexing and relaxing and extension of muscles. When that happens, it's very easy for a muscle to fire either in the wrong pattern or get thrown off balance and therefore create a micro tear. When a micro tear is formed inside the muscle actually spasms to protect itself. The reason why massaging feels good, why icing feels good, because it actually allows the muscle to get more circulation and heal itself. So it's not like the body is causing itself damage. It's more like the outside world causes all sorts of scary situations that your body deals with very well, that instead of dying, you get a muscle spasm. I think it's a worthy trade-off. Discord, Cheesy Weenie. Okay, interesting name. Do people who drink less get drunk easier when they do drink? Or does that have no effect? When you say get drunk easier, I take that as, do they look symptomatically drunk? Are they slurring their words? Do they seem out of control? Are they able to walk a straight line? Those who drink more often tend to have a higher tolerance of showing their inebriation.
It's drink, I like it.
That doesn't mean that it's the same thing as a blood alcohol content. Every individual will have their blood alcohol content slightly differ in how it goes up drink to drink. But those who drink more often will be able to tolerate a higher blood alcohol content and not show themselves being as drunk. Hope that makes sense. Jonathan Stern, true or false? The reason it takes longer to catch your breath on cold days is because it takes your body longer to heat up the air you breathe in order for it to be usable. Your body does have to heat up the air. It doesn't have to be heated up in order for it to be usable. There's a few factors at play. One, air in the wintertime is drier, so it can dry out your airways. That makes it difficult to breathe. Breathing very cold air can cause bronchoconstriction, where the bronchus, the airway that leads to the lungs, they can actually constrict and make it difficult to breathe as if you're breathing through a small straw as opposed to a bigger straw. Toomby Rath, in 2013, I was involved in a car accident that left me with a spinal cord injury. What are some good ways to lose weight as a paraplegic? Good news, 70 to 80% of weight loss comes from what you take into your body. So make sure you're eating healthy foods at the right amount and staying at a healthy weight, one that's healthy for you. Zoms. Question, I am 15 and 5'8". My mom is 5'1" and my dad's 5'10". What is the best way I can maximize my height, and what is your best prediction on how tall I would be? My prediction for how tall you will be is gonna be useless because I have no idea. My dad is 5'9", my mom was 5'9", I'm 6'3". Can't tell you how you can maximize your height. Get enough sleep. When you undersleep, you actually undercut your secretion of growth hormone. Growth hormone is massively important to your height and your bone growth. Get the right amount of sleep. Make sure you're getting all the nutrients and challenge your body physically, because when you exercise well, you will also have an improvement in your hormonal profile, thereby potentially getting taller. Discord, Dina Swisher. What's your favorite organ? PG version. My favorite organ is probably, I like the stomach. Not only is it cool enough that it can pivot, meaning it can expand and shrink depending on how much food you take in. It's very muscular and strong. It can beat up food. It has rugae in it, so it's all lined, and it can handle acid, so it's tough. And I like to eat, so stomach. Jason Roberge. On a previous video, you covered if cracking your knuckles was bad for you. How about other locations like your neck or back? Same principle really applies. Every time you hear crack, oh man, I won't be able to. But anytime you crack your back or neck, it's just nitrogen, air bubbles in your joints popping. If you're doing it because there's something unhealthy in your joints or your posture, that itself is unhealthy. Get ready to see some creepy crawlers and an upside down airplane with me flying it. What? Click on them, and as always, stay happy and healthy.